One Manchester United fan has his back against the wall against 5 Premier League rivals. This is FanZone 1 versus 5.
Man United are not just the biggest club, but they are the greatest club in English football.
Based on what?
13 Premier League titles. How many of you guys got in the Premier League era?
Is it Premier League era or greatest English club? I didn't hear the specification.
I'm asking you a question.
Okay, so it's before Premier League as well.
Yeah, but I'm also asking you a question.
I'm a student of the game, so I know football didn't start just 25 years ago.
I know, but I'm just telling you, how many Premier Leagues do you guys have?
We got 2.
You got 2. We got 13 Premier League titles, okay?
That's cute.
We also won 3 Premier Leagues in a row. We've also won the Champions Leagues. We've also won the FA Cups.
Have you won more Champions League than us? Because you were doing how many Premier Leagues?
No, I'm just listing you what we've won. I'm just listing you what we've won. We've won the FA Cups. We've had Ballon d'Or winners.
We've had that too.
I know you've had that, but I'm just telling you the things we've had. Because everyone wants to watch Man United. We're the most hated. We're the most talked about.
You're the most talked about.
We're the most talked about team.
Bro,
everyone talks about us.
You came, 16th, 15th, and your manager still has a job.
And players still want to come to us because guess what? We're Manchester United, bro. The reason we signed Mbeumo, the reason we signed Cunha, we beat Spurs. We lost to Spurs, in the Europa League final, and we signed better players than them. They didn't even have the pull to sign better players. Because we're Manchester United, players want to come to us. Players want to create history. Players want to play at the theatre of dreams. That's the difference.
Firstly, it's the fear of nightmare. Secondly, your stadium hasn't been renovated in 20, 30 years. We saw what one of the greatest players of the club ever said about your stadium when he came back. You talked about people and pool. Who you bought Mbeumo and Cunha from? What? Wolves and Brentford. That's the type of pool Man United are now attracting.
By the way,
did you see the pool we did this year with Wirtz and Isak? You're talking about levels.
Scary. 0010 Ben 10 Ben.
You're talking about levels. And where are you?
Wow.
You're talking
Alexander
about
Isak can't get a minute. Casemiro has 3 times more goals than he does. What are you talking about? Isak has 1 goal. Casemiro's got 3. Kirk is getting benched for 42-year-old Andy Robertson. Jeremy Frimpong can't even get minutes right now.
Cool.
What are we talking about?
I'll now speak because you've said a lot of stuff that don't really make sense. All these titles and all these trophies you won. We've won 7, you've won 68. So that means we have more trophies than you. Now you talk about these players and all this pool and this attracted. Shesko, wow. Oh my gosh. You talked about your Boxing Day fixture. That's cute. Do you know why we can't play Boxing Day? Because we win so many trophies and so many tournaments. We don't have time for that. In the Champions League, you talk about these big games.
That's never been an issue because everyone usually plays on Boxing Day. So Champions Leagues and competitions don't actually matter.
We just had one of the biggest fixtures in world football yesterday, and you lot were sitting at home on couch, but it's calm because you have Champions League today. No, you have the Champions League or Europa for. You don't have any of that. So all this pool with your Mbeumo and this Cunha, you're still out of the top 4. You still have Sunderland above you. You still have Liverpool, Chelsea, all these clubs above you. So as great as United is, I know you're not talking about current history because you can't be because Liverpool beat you.
I'm glad that's not the question, by the way. I'm glad the question is actually what's the greatest club of all time in English football.
The first thing
so that's why I'm glad the question is about recent history because what's the greatest stadium in Premier League history? Old Trafford.
Based on what?
Old Trafford is the greatest stadium ever. It's seen the most trophies. Who's the greatest manager? Who's the greatest manager in English football? Who's the greatest manager in English football? Sir Alex Ferguson. Who's one of the best players of all time that's played for Manchester United? Cristiano Ronaldo. Who's one of the greatest English players of all time to play for Manchester United? Wayne Rooney. All come back to Manchester United.
Great, and that's my point. I just have one question for you. With all these greatest managers, greatest stadiums, why do we have more trophies than you if you have all these great players, these great managers? Just explain that to me.
Greatest club in the world doesn't define just trophies.
Perfect.
Because I can talk to you about Premier Leagues. You say to me, why are you not talking about recent history? So why do you keep then going back to the 50s and 40s when Liverpool were winning titles?
I never mentioned the 50s
or 40s.
I'm talking about the Premier League.
You guys were winning the
Premier League. We won more recently. We've won 1 Premier League. No, we've won 2 Premier Leagues and 1 Champions League.
And we've won 13 Premier Leagues.
No, but
so you want to talk about Premier League? I can literally tell you we've won 13 and body you out of the way. Remember 2008? We bodied you out to win the Premier League. You've never been in a title race with us where you've bodied us. We've bodied you every time we've been in a title race with you. Michael Owen had to come to Manchester United to win the Premier League because he couldn't do it at Liverpool.
Ballon d'Or winner Michael Owen.
Ballon d'Or Michael winner, 0 Premier Leagues at Liverpool.
What makes Manchester United the greatest English club?
We've had one of the best players of all time play for us. We've had the greatest manager of all time manage us. We've got one of the most iconic stadiums in the world. We've had Ballon d'Or winners at our club. We've had 13 Premier Leagues. We've had multiple Champions Leagues. We're still talked about, even in our banner era, where we're still winning trophies, by the way. Some guys here can't relate. Players still want to come to us. And what do they say? They're Manchester United, bro. We're the biggest. There's nothing else you can say.
Why is Liverpool a bigger club than Manchester United?
We've won the most trophies out of every single English club. So 70 is more than 68. You talked about the theatre of dreams or the stadium of nightmares, whatever you guys talk about. When everyone asks on the Champions League night, or away team, what stadium are you most excited to play at? It's Old Trafford. No
I
one
promise you,
mentions
it's
that.
still Old Trafford. We don't have to pump in noise. We don't have to.
Let him speak.
I know you're not used to Champions League nights. It's been a while and actually getting far in the competition. But these teams and players, the favourite stadium, Henri has mentioned, his favourite stadium to play at is Anfield. All these greats talk about Anfield. So the stadium talk, I'm not with that when the greatest player at your club who won the Ballon d'Or that you keep mentioning, disrespecting and said there's been no improvements since he left. So with all these things, you're a great manager. You can't win without Sir Alex, which says more about Sir Alex than your club as a whole. Unless you're Sir Alex Ferguson FC, you can't step against Liverpool, unfortunately. Not anytime recently anyway.
Is Manchester United the biggest club? Let us know in the comments. Drop a like and subscribe to Goal Fan Zone.
Wayne Rooney is by far the greatest Premier League player of all time.
Are you talking about Wayne Rooney's the best striker or maybe the best sort of centre forward? What sort of thing are you talking about? Because you know that Wayne Rooney is not the best player in Premier League history.
This guy didn't just play striker. This guy played on the left. This guy dropped into midfield. This guy played up front. This guy's won every Premier League. This guy's won the Champions League. So what more do you want to say about that?
So he's won a lot and he can play in different positions.
And he's also Manchester United's all-time top goal scorer.
He's not England's though, is he? He's not
What
his
we
own,
talk
he's
about
not his own
England,
country's top goal scorer though, for the best player in the Premier League.
Let's not talk about Harry Kane on the England
How many golden
stage,
boots he got?
Let's not talk about Harry Kane.
We're talking about Wayne Rooney. How many golden boots he got?
Golden boots in the Premier League.
Wayne Rooney. How many golden boots does the greatest Premier League player ever have in the Premier League?
First of all, greatest player isn't summarised about golden boots.
Zero.
Premier League players,
nil.
That's a very silly argument.
For a striker, though, I would say a golden boot counts towards being the greatest.
But
player
also
in that
winning
league.
titles, winning Champions
100%.
Leagues. Is that not part of it? What would you
it
rather?
is.
A player that just stat pads golden boots like Harry Kane and won
Stat
nothing
pads.
when it
Okay.
matters? Wayne Rooney was doing it in the big games, in the big moments, in the finals, in the Champions
he's a big game
Leagues,
player.
in the Premier Leagues. In 2010-11, in 2012-13, when Ronaldo left, he was still doing it. What did Kane do? He left in his first opportunity.
Okay,
He left his first opportunity.
I haven't brought up Harry Kane once.
I'm just
You
saying,
brought up
you were
Harry Kane
talking
about
about
5 times. I haven't spoken about Harry Kane once.
You're a Spurs fan.
I'm simply
You're
talking
a
about Wayne
Spurs
Rooney
fan.
here.
Let me get
Who you brought up?
Okay.
Ed, name me some players who you think is better than Wayne
Who's
Rooney.
better than Wayne Rooney? Harry Kane is better than Wayne Rooney.
So I was right.
Harry Kane is better than Wayne Rooney.
Okay, why is he better?
Because he's scored way more goals in a much worse team. Much worse team. He got 3 golden boots and he scored way more goals than Wayne Rooney ever did. And he's England's got top goal scorer.
So Alan Shearer's better than Harry Kane then, yeah?
Alan Shearer was unbelievable as well.
So Alan Shearer's got more goals than Harry Kane and also won a Premier League. So tell me how this goals argument now makes Harry Kane better than Alan Shearer.
Alan Shearer's also better then.
All right then. So the Harry Kane argument can move out of the way. Let's move on to your next player.
We can
then.
have both of them.
So
I can
that's
say
one
more
player gone.
than one player is
That's
better
one
than your
player
boy.
in the bin.
Wait, what am I getting?
Well, Ed,
Faz.
Yeah, man.
that is 4 red cards and you have been sent off. 40 has now replaced Ed.
The guy that scored the most Premier League goals, and for a striker, if we're going for striker, come on, let's use a bit of common sense here. Alan Shearer.
However, we are talking about, in general, longevity. But forgetting, Wayne Rooney burst onto the scene at 16 years old and was tormenting one of the best Arsenal teams to ever exist. Everyone in the streets wanted to be Wayne Rooney. Everyone, when the ball comes up in the air, against your club, by the way, one of the greatest Premier League goals, volley. Was Alan Shearer there? Was Alan Shearer there in that game? I'm pretty sure. More
Oh,
Premier
you're
Leagues, more
salty.
Champions
He
Leagues,
turned you
longevity,
down,
goals.
innit? He turned you down. He turned you down. Alan Shearer. He turned you down. Oh,
And
that's
what did he do?
why.
And what did he do?
Okay. He's still crying about that.
Listen, that's all you have. What else do you have? Other than goals, please, genuine question, because I feel bad
I mean,
for you. Other
we're
than
talking
goals,
about strikers, though.
We're not talking about strikers. We're talking about greatest Premier League players, not greatest strikers.
Where does
ever.
Wayne Rooney play?
Maybe there you might
Where does Wayne
survive.
Rooney play?
Maybe that right now you're drowning. So
Where does
I'm
Wayne Rooney play?
asking you to
Where does Wayne Rooney
survive right
play?
now. Survive.
Well, that is free. He did not survive, indeed. That is 3 red cards and 4D is off.
Thierry Henry has to be mentioned.
Of course, you can mention him. That's all cute, but he's still not the greatest Premier League player ever. Because when the times got tough, what did Henry do? He ran over to Barcelona to chill with Lionel Messi and all the best players over there and do his thing there. He went running. Wayne Rooney done it when all the players left, when Ronaldo left. When Henry saw that the invincible team got weak, what did he do? He went running.
Ooh, so what is Wayne Rooney the best at? Shooting? Is it scoring? Because it's not that. Is it assisting? I don't think it's that. Is it magical moments on the pitch? I don't think so. Wayne Rooney is great. No.
Wow.
Wayne Rooney's great.
Wow.
But when we're talking about the greatest player to ever play in the league since 92.
So you completely lost me about magical moments when he's got one of the literally greatest Premier League goals of all time in the Manchester derby in 2011. You want to talk about magical moments? I mentioned it earlier. One that arguing with the ref 2 seconds later, smacks a volley top corner against Newcastle.
Oh,
you
right,
want to talk about
he's a
magical
hothead.
moments, by the way?
He's a
Your
hothead.
club,
Let's make it a great player.
your 49 game Q unbeaten streak. Why did not hit 50? Who scored in that game? Wayne Rooney. You want to talk about when he burst onto the scene? Magical moments. 16-year-old
wait,
Wayne
so
Rooney
you're gonna
slapped it top bins against
You are
your
going to-
club Arsenal. Was Thierry Henry playing that game? Probably was, that's the time.
Why is it your argument that, Rooney stayed in the Premier League from 16 to 35?
Because that's one of the most common arguments to have when you're talking about greatest players ever. Would Ronaldo be one of the greatest ever? Would Messi be one of the greatest ever without longevity? Of course not. So if
we're not talking about longevity in the sport, because if we talk about longevity in the sport, then you can talk about.
How can Thierry Henry be the greatest in a league if he didn't have the longevity in the league? Tell me how.
Because in the short stint that Thierry Henry was there, he proved himself more than what Wayne Rooney did for 20 years or however long he was there in the Prem, that he's the greatest. It doesn't matter that he wasn't in the greatest team. It doesn't matter that he didn't win trebles or back-to-back Premier Leagues. That is how great Thierry Henry was.
Cristiano Ronaldo had a better Premier League record, better Premier League era than Thierry Henry did. Cristiano Ronaldo won a Ballon d'Or for Manchester United in the Premier League, by the way. In the Premier League. What did Thierry Henry do? Like I said to you, he's not even second.
Why are you mentioning Ronaldo?
That is 3 red cards. Is Wayne Rooney the greatest Premier League player?
There is no manager in Premier League history that comes close to Sir Alex Ferguson's Premier League achievements.
You're going mad, clearly, bro. Jose Mourinho, the special one. He came into the league and immediately hit it by storm. He revolutionized the league. Came in as a Champions League winner with Porto, by the way. From then on already, 15 goals conceded in the league. He broke the record for least goals conceded, most clean sheets, most goals scored, and most points in a season from his first year. You cannot bring Sir Alex Ferguson to Jose. He will say it himself.
Who knocked Jose off his porch in 2006-07? You're talking about how Jose won back-to-back league titles. What happened after those back-to-back league titles? We won 3 Premier Leagues in a row.
Jose wasn't there.
You want to talk about Jose is a washed king. No one wants Jose anymore. Jose came to us. Manchester United couldn't even hang with us. Sir Alex Ferguson in the 90s, in the 2000s, in the 2010s, he went from Paul Scholes to Tom Cleverleys. He went from Ryan Giggs to Gabriel Obertans. Ronaldo calls him his second father. This guy is the greatest Premier League manager of all time. No one comes close to him.
The 3 Premier League trophies he won in a row, Jose Mourinho wasn't there. And so I'm kind of confused.
Why was he not there?
Well, because he fell out with the board. That's his own personal.
And he got what?
Yeah, he got sacked.
Has Alex Ferguson ever been sacked?
He could have.
Never been sacked.
That's nice for him. Jose Mourinho made Lampard the best midfielder in the world, second in Ballon d'Ors.
Amazing. He made Frank Lampard second to Ballon d'Or. You know what Alex Ferguson done? He made Cristiano Ronaldo win the Ballon d'Or. That's the difference. Not second, not any of this stuff. He made him win the Ballon d'Or. Carlos Tevez went on to move on to another club because of Sir Alex Ferguson. Cristiano Ronaldo became one of the best players ever. Wayne Rooney, bro, I'm telling you, I could go on for days. What did Jose come back and do? He came for a second stint. What happened again? He ended up getting sacked.
He won a Premier League
He ended up
trophy.
getting sacked again. How can you go back to your ex twice and get sacked again, bro? It just makes no sense.
He came back a second stint and won another Premier League trophy.
And how many Premier Leagues does that put him on? How many Premier Leagues does that put him on?
He won 3 Premier League trophies in 5 years of being in the Premier League.
So Alex won 3 in a row twice.
But at the end of the day, he was here for 5.5 years and he won 3 Premier League trophies.
Why was he not here for longer?
Well, that's him. He went to go explore different avenues. He went to Inter Milan and won a treble there. The eras that Sir Alex was dominating, he was never able to win a Premier League trophy while Mourinho was in the league. And Mourinho actually came back to when the Premier League was more tactical. Because when the tactics and all of that started to get more advanced, Sir Alex went running. He couldn't hack it. Jose came back and won a Premier League trophy. There's levels here, you know? Respect.
You're talking about levels.
Heritage.
Fergie's won it in the 90s, in the 2000s, and in the 2010s against Arsene Wenger's, against the Rafa Benitez. You can talk about all these managers. Sir Alex has done it against them all. He's won Premier Leagues against every manager you could list. Jose got sacked twice. He came in 2005, done his thing, and then got sacked. Came again later on, got sacked. Fergie never been sacked. Greatest Premier League manager of all time. It's done.
Well, that is 3 red cards. And Millie, you are now sent off.
I'm putting Pep Guardiola on the table.
Surprise, surprise, not a Spurs manager. Surprise,
We could go Pochettino, but I don't want to embarrass you, so we'll keep it out.
Please don't go there.
Obviously, Chelsea have their under 15 goals, Arsenal have their Invincibles, and City, or Pep Guardiola, has his Centurions. What's Alex Ferguson's equivalent to that?
So Alex Ferguson doesn't have 116 charges. That's what he doesn't have. So you want to talk about Centurions? Alongside that comes the 116 charges,
hang on.
where we can divide into those leagues.
Alleged.
Also had to spend billions and millions and all this money to get all the best players in the world for it
Did
to
Man
make it
Utd not
work.
get all the best players though? Did they not just
From
find a player?
From where, by the way?
really
From our academy. When Sir Alex Ferguson first started
some
winning
of them,
Premier
not all of
Leagues,
them, though. You didn't
when
just
Sir
have
Alex
it, it's
Ferguson
not
started
academy
winning
built.
leagues, he was getting them from his academy. Class of 92, most of that squad was from our academy.
The best players coming from your academy.
A lot of our best players do come from our academy.
Ronaldo, Tevez, Evra,
Rooney,
Rio Ferdinand,
Ronaldo.
We've been going for a while.
We do, bro.
Anyway, 4 in a row. That is one of the most impressive Premier League stats ever. Not well, I would say the 100-point as well is also one of the most impressive ever, but Pep has 4 in a row as well, obviously beating Man United's record of Fergie's record. Fergie walked so that Pep could run.
I appreciate what you've just said, but at the end of the day, who's got the most Premier League titles as a manager?
Pep hasn't been there long enough.
Doesn't
He's still at his club.
I'm just stating facts here. That's all I'm saying. And also, the titles that Sir Alex was winning, he was winning it against one of the greatest Arsenal teams. Pep was doing it against
Liverpool. Liverpool won the Champions League that year, yeah.
We were fighting against the Arsenal.
Man City got 99 points. Liverpool got 97 points and lost the league to Man City's.
That's the only competitors that they had. The rest of the league was weak.
Sir Alex Ferguson has won 13 Premier League titles in 26 years. Pep Guardiola has won 6 in 10.
Do you think if Pep Guardiola stayed for the 26 years that he would break that Premier League record, or do you think he wouldn't do it?
No, because half of them Premier Leagues are getting taken away once those alleged
Okay, we're doing allegedly again.
And also, by the way, we're clearly seeing if Pep doesn't get his players, it's not going to work out for him. Do you think Pep Guardiola could win a Premier League with Tom Cleverley and Anderson in midfield? Do you think he can do that?
As soon as the players started getting worse for Fergie, he knew it was time to leave. He ran away.
Is Sir Alex Ferguson the greatest Premier League manager? Next round.
Ruben Amorim, as promised, will bring back the good days and will win a Premier League title for Manchester United.
Bro, who is
Guys
your
are
dealer?
laughing.
You lost a European trophy to Spurs. You conceded a trophy to Spurs. You finished what, 15th in the league, 16th in the league?
It doesn't matter what's happened this season before. As you can see, we clearly lost the European final, but we ended up bringing in better players than they did, and they won it. They're booing their manager out the stand. They don't even want him there. You very much are. Half your players are beefing him. Enzo Maresca, I don't even know why you're sat opposite me right now. He got beaten by Amorim already this season, and he's shown in big games he's doing better than him as well. I don't know why, like I said to you, where you believe that he'll win a Premier League for Chelsea. Ruben Amorim, listen, you get your time, bro. Don't trust me, bro. You get your turn, bro. When I look at our squad right now, okay, I can see we do have ready equipped players to win the Premier League, especially with the landscape of the league. Our front three is one of the best front threes right now on paper in the league, and you can't argue against that. Guys here are laughing.
There's so much blasphemy that got said here. You said that as a United fan, you don't want to talk about previous seasons. That don't matter. It's about now, but you spent the whole video talking about your history. So that don't make no sense to me. I don't understand where you're. And then you have the nerve to talk about my club World Cup winning manager. You would never even reach those heights. You lot are playing one game a week. You can't even qualify for no European football. You was going toe-to-toe with Wolves for relegation battles, bro. You can't talk to us.
What have you seen from Ruben Amorim's time at Manchester United that makes you actually think he'll win them a Premier League?
As a Man United fan, you always live with optimism. I've got a lot of optimism, okay? I've got a lot of faith in this manager.
Delusion.
It's not delusion, bro, because I've got a lot of optimism in the squad as well, especially with the landscape of the league. That's what I'm talking about. I've seen what I've seen from the rest of you guys. I'm not impressed. I feel like we can do something in this league.
That is 4 red cards, and Millie, you have been sent off.
Where did he finish last season? He was in a relegation dogfight with Spurs. We lost to them as well. And then he's playing Flipping Connect 4 on the sidelines with Grimsey.
Half your players, by the way, end up leaving for bigger clubs.
Really? Really?
Yes, really.
Who? Like who?
Were you hiding under a cave when Alexander Isak left your club?
The guy
went
that
on
scored
strike,
1 goal.
has no respect for your club.
Hold on.
left
We upgraded, and then again, we got called Rejection FC because Sesko went to your club.
Oh, yeah.
How's
Thank
Sesko's
you.
doing compared to
Reject you guys.
Voltemada, Belter Messi?
I'm
Again,
glad this
is
is
Volter Messi outscoring? Volter Messi outscoring Sesko.
Volter Messi is crazy.
Eddie Howe won a trophy. Ruben Amorim didn't win 9. What's the record between Eddie Howe and Ruben Amorim as well?
I don't know, you tell me.
Well, we beat you guys.
Okay, and who's above you in the league right now?
Right now.
Ruben Amorim.
Right
Ruben
now.
Amorim's above you in the
But
league.
What did you win last season? Nothing.
I'm glad this isn't about last season and it's about Ruben Amorim's future. And what I'm talking about
Okay,
is
how's
we're
the future
cooking up a
looking
dark.
good?
Like I said to you, we're not far off the top. These set
Not far
pieces.
off the top.
We're not far off the top, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Not
what are
far
you
off the
talking
top.
about?
If we turn the table around, not far off the top. Thank you.
Well,
Go on.
that is 3 red cards. Not for the Newcastle fan, but for the Manchester United fan.
I can't believe you're backing Ruben Amorim to get you guys a Premier League title. That United fan is going to keep growing his hair all the way down to his feet if you think Ruben Amorim is going to get him a Premier League title. Arteta is actually going to make sure that Ruben Amorim doesn't even have a chance to, because he's going to win this season.
Yeah,
and he's gonna win
like
next
he was meant to
season.
win last season, and like he was meant to win the season before, and like he was meant to win the season
And
before.
wait.
It's just
Were you in
the
the
same
race?
thing. I
Were
feel
you in the
like
race?
we could go back to
Were you in the race?
from a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and probably there'll be an Arsenal fan saying the same thing about Arteta.
Oh.
Mr. Legohead, you can bring as many light bulbs as you want to the dressing room and give your motivational speeches, bro. I don't even like this is too easy for me. I feel bad for you
It's too
talking to
easy.
me about Arteta.
No.
Well, that is 3 red cards and mids. Mids, you have been
No,
immediately
wait.
sent off. Well, let us know in the comments. Will Ruben Amorim bring back the good old days, and will Manchester United win a Premier League title?
Since joining Man United, Bruno Fernandes is by far the best midfielder in the Premier League.
No way. I think everybody's forgetting the Maverick Martin Odegaard. Yeah? I think people are forgetting. In fact, I can do a rice if I want to the table.
No rising, nobody. Mids, just leave.
Leave, please.
One day we're going to talk about Martin Odegaard, right?
But that day is not today. It's not today.
What does Bruno Fernandes have over Kevin De Bruyne?
Kevin De Bruyne has played with Erling Haaland and Sergio Aguero.
But what does Bruno
and
Fernandes have
also,
over him, though?
I'm telling you right now, if you let me finish. But of course, once again, not bringing the Spurs player to the table. At this point, you might as well
be wearing Man City.
Put De Bruyne on the back. It's calm.
Yeah.
He's had Haaland. He's had Aguero header. He's had all these top players to create for. Bruno Fernandes has the highest created chances, is up there with the assists and the goals. Kevin De Bruyne put him number one in terms of he called him a creative machine. The guy you've got here defending, he called him a creative machine. You put him in any top side right now, he wins titles for them if you surround him with better players. We've not had the players that can carry Bruno Fernandes to Premier League title. He's been let down massively by our board, and up until now he's got players around him that he can play with.
He's also let himself down though, hasn't he? Because he really doesn't drop 10 out of 10 games ever. In fact, it's quite rare he'll drop a 8 out of 10 game. You agree with me, right? His quality of a player is actually not very good. Whereas De Bruyne will come onto the pitch, he'll create goals, and he's got a better shot than Bruno Fernandes also. Kevin De Bruyne is way more of a complete midfielder than Bruno Fernandes.
We'll talk about big moments. KDB shies away from the big moments, like the Champions League finals. Back-to-back times, he's not showed up in the Champions League final.
What Bruno Fernandes showed up in?
Bruno Fernandes showed up in the FA Cup final against Manchester City and dropped a masterclass in that game. If you watched that game, I'm not too sure. Were you wearing your City top back then? I don't know. But he dropped multiple 10 out of 10s against Man City.
I do remember watching the FA Cup final where Gundogan scored against you in the first minute.
He dropped multiple 10 out of 10s, Man City.
10 out of 10s?
He dropped multiple
Bruno
10 out of
Fernandes?
10s. Yes.
That right there is 4 red cards, and you have been sent off. Is there anybody better than Bruno Fernandes in the Premier League since he's joined?
Everyone.
Man United's 2008 team is the greatest Premier League team ever.
Come on. Come on. Hey, have you heard of the Centurions? Have you heard of Aguero? Have you heard of Sane?
Wait.
Do you watch football?
I very much do. And you just brought to me names like Leroy Sane and Sergio Aguero and Sterling compared to Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez. Leroy Sane in front of Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, all these guys. You're talking to me about some Leroy Sane.
It's called Centurions for a reason. You know what Centurions means?
We both won the Premier League, but guess what? In that same season, we also won the Champions League that year. We were competing against 2008 Chelsea, 2008 Arsenal, Fabregas and Van Persie, 2008 Liverpool with Steven Gerrard and Fernando Torres. We were competing against a very much more harder league to compete against than it was when City won the Centurions. The Champions League run. The Champions.
99 points that year.
So hold on. How many points did you find? Is it 87?
87.
And Centurion is more than, right? Quick maths. Again, if we're talking to Premier League, sticking to Premier League, don't try and go all around the houses, Champions League and all the rest of it now. 187. Make it make sense.
Because we're there in 2008 competing against more than just one team. Whereas Man City, their only real rivals in that season was Liverpool. So that's why their point tally is very high. And you keep telling me, don't veer away to Champions League. Listen, I'm not talking about us winning the Champions League. We had to win the Premier League, competing against all these teams while going far in the Champions League, going to get up against the likes of Barcelona, going up against the likes of Chelsea, whilst focusing on the league against better teams than there is right now.
Someone getting the violins. Getting the violins, bro.
You are now sent off. Next opponent.
For me, I've got Chelsea 04-05 as the greatest Premier League team ever. I look at this 07-08 United team, you didn't break any records. You know, you look at the 04-05 team, we broke the record for most goals scored. We broke the record for most goals, least goals conceded, most clean sheets, most points, 95 at the time until the Centurions came. So I'm looking at your team and I'm really struggling to understand what records did you guys break? What pushed you above this Chelsea team? And then as well as that, you was pushed to the last day to an Avram Grant's Chelsea.
If you're going to come to the table, like I mentioned to you earlier, please come with correct facts. You want to talk about records broken. We kept 14 Premier League clean sheets in a row in 2008. So that's a record that was broken. We kept the most clean sheets.
It's not the overall clean sheet record though in the Premier League season.
That's not your point.
That's still yet to be broken, by the way.
So is ours. Most clean sheets in a row in the Premier League season.
Peter Cech himself has the record till this day for most clean sheets in a season. You look at the Chelsea team, most clean sheets in a season. You look at the fact that what Lampard did in the Ballon d'Or, second in the Ballon d'Or that year.
Once once again, you've dug your own grave with the Frank Lampard second in Ballon d'Or. The 2008 team had a Ballon d'Or winner, Cristiano Ronaldo.
That is very
so please stop talking to me about second in Ballon d'Or.
Champions League tax.
They did, but
Champions
guess
League
what?
tax.
That is 3 red cards, and Millie, you have been sent off.
That Liverpool 1920 team, 99 points, obviously 12 more than your 87, which was cute. Went toe-to-toe with the Centurions, who again I think are a greater club than United. So we could go through player for player. You spoke about Ballon d'Or, and you
want to go fan for fan as well? And what I mean by that is not the 12 stewards that were in the stadium every single match day. The pandemic era where there was absolutely no fans, where away or home matches didn't matter. So you want to talk about greatest Premier League team? Please, you don't even fall in the top 5 of best Premier League teams to have won the Premier League.
I just have a question.
You want to talk to me about a Premier League season where there was just stewards in the ground and managers? There was not even an away crowd. There was even a home crowd.
The whole season.
I'm gonna put one down myself. 4 red cards, and Liverpool have been sent off. Final opponent, we have got mids.
It has to be the Invincibles. We've heard about records, right? You mentioned 0405 Chelsea, Centurions. You know what I mean? We speak about the amazing Liverpool team. Didn't really set too many records, but amazing team. Invincibles, that's still something that they tried and they couldn't get it as much as they had with 99 points. And you guys only had 87. Invincibles, you guys can say draws, you can say whatever. Our Premier League's gold, and no one else's is.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that last point. The most important thing is your little gold trophy that you guys always hang on.
It's not
At
little.
the end of the day, it's still a Premier League title. We didn't have to draw 46 games in a single season to win that title. You want to talk about your invincible, most overrated Premier League season? I'll say it right now. Most overrated Premier League title win ever. 0405 is better. Centurions is better. You know what? I'll give it. The pandemic might have been better because they were actually winning a lot of games before it even struck. I'll even say the seasons where City won the treble was better than the Chelsea one. I'll say 99 was better. I'll say 2008 was better. There's so many much better seasons than that Arsenal Invincible season.
If it's so overrated, like, why haven't you done it? If it's so overrated, you had all these Ballon d'Or winners. You talk about Rio Ferdinand, Vidic, Tevez, Rooney. Why did you not go unbeaten in the league?
Because we didn't have to draw 46 games.
We didn't. Okay, we drew 12 games in that season, but when it came to you, we didn't draw, did we?
Oh, we did actually at Old Trafford.
At the Emirates, at Highbury, I'm talking about.
So like I said, if you come to the table,
I'm
you got to come with facts.
I'm talking about Highbury.
You come to the table, you got to come with facts.
I'm talking about Highbury.
Hey, that is 4 red cards, and you have been sent off. Is Manchester United, the 2008 squad, the greatest Premier League squad of all time? Let us know in the comments. Drop a like and subscribe.